Hey, what's up guys, this is Oston called Cypher, back again with another video on web development. I would like to thank you for the support you have shown to my channel. If you're new, subscribe to my channel, like the video, share them on different social medias. So if you already subscribed, once again thanks. And back to the topic. What we are going to be looking at today, they are the JavaScript loops. First of all, to give you a brief introduction or understanding on JavaScript, possibly you have watched many videos talking about the same JavaScript. So JavaScript is this programming language that adds interactive content on our website, making our web pages complex, look cool, do some cool animations. So with JavaScript you can do a lot with it. It's used in modern apps you see, Uber. So, but for this case, you're not going to do such complex stuff. I'm just going to give you a brief introduction on loops, in case you never knew them. Loops, the moment you get loops in JavaScript, you'll be able to do loops in PHP, C programming, C++. So, they are the same syntax, same loops. So, it is just the environment where you write them from. So before we go into those loops, I would like to show you the various ways you can insert in JavaScript on your web page. We have what they call the internal scripts, where you write just script, put them in lower cases, script. So whatever thing you write, whatever code will be in between these script tags. So inside the first script you can go ahead and put the type. Whoa, I don't know what's wrong with my hands. Comma JavaScript. So another previous or first JavaScript tags we had, somebody will go ahead and include this language. Language equals JavaScript. But nowadays it's minor, even if you don't include it, the script will still run. So whatever thing you will be writing will be written in between these two tags. So that's the internal what JavaScript file. So still you can go ahead and paste it here. So also still JavaScript will run. And in case you are writing from another file, you want to write from another file and include it here, in Notepad++, I will go to this new, I write a new. So let's say this is my JavaScript stuff and I want to include it in this file. I'll just write script, I put the source where it's found. Let's say I named my file Oston. And for JavaScript to work, you have to put its file extension, which is .js, and this JS will tell the web page, please include this JavaScript file called Oston, and that's how your JavaScript will be included in your web page. So briefly, that's the various ways you can include JavaScript on your web page. And today's lesson, we are going to be making an internal JavaScript file. So what you're going to be writing is going to be in between this body and this one, and we are going to start with the while loop. So as you know, loops always have the initialization, the initialization, they get the condition, they be with the condition, they be with the iteration, which can either be an increment or decrement. So whatever stuff you initialize it, like variable I equals 0, you say I should be less or equal to 5, and here you say I plus plus, I minus, so either you're reducing it or increasing it. So that's what makes up a loop. So since we are starting with a while loop, we shall declare our variable I. So that's here at this stage we are initializing variable I. So this will be the initialization, and that's how we write. That's why we write comments in our files. Since we have declared, now we have made an initialization, we can go ahead and write the condition while. So this is how you write a condition: while I is less or equal to 10, open curly brackets. Then what you want to be executed will be written here. So we shall go ahead and write on the screen document dot write, end it with semicolons. So this loop is going to run from 0 to 10. Then write number. You can write any word depending on the program you're designing. So for me, they are going to be numbers. I concatenate them with I plus. So I want to create some break line whenever the loop goes to another number. I put the break tag. Then here we are just outputting. So this is the condition. Next we write the iteration or an increment. I will say I plus plus. So it's like if I is 0, it will be running from 0. It checks if the condition is true. It will continue by adding 1 on that 0, 2, like that, 3, 4, 5, 6. When it reaches 9 again, it goes back. When it reaches 10, it will try to go back and find the condition is true. That's when it will what? End executing. So I'm going to save this. So when you are finished to save that, then preview it in our browser, and this is what we shall be having. Our number will start from 0, 1, so up to 10, sorry. So this is the condition we set. I, which is 0, should be less or equal to 10. So our loop will go on looping itself until it reaches this condition and stop there. So that's the while loop. Now what about the do while loop? So for the do while loop, as the name suggests, for it will first do, then check the condition. If it's true, then it goes back, do, check the condition, and start executing. And this is how we shall declare it or write our syntax. So this is how the syntax shall be. So you declare the variable. Let's say now it is x, which is equaling to 1. Let's say that. Then we tell it do while. So this is the syntax. It will do, then check the condition at the end, do until it reaches this condition. So this is the syntax of the do while loop. So we shall make it more complex. Let's set this one to 0 again. So for it will do first, as we said, document.write open brackets, close with semicolon. We shall say number plus x plus, so as I told you, this will always create a break on our elements. So then we write the condition. We say this is the initialization. Here we write, or we had missed the increment. We shall say x plus plus. So this will go on adding 1 on this 0 until it reaches the condition we are going to put here. So we say x should be less or equal to, let me say, 30. So what our code is going to do, it will check x is equaling to 0, then add 1 to that 0 until it reaches this condition, so 30. Save that, view it in our browser. Our code should be able to run from 0 up to 30. So you can initialize it to any number you want, or increment it to any number you feel like. So that's how our loop works, and you can go ahead and decrease this to 10, so any number you feel like using. So imagine your boss has told you to write a message to 10 people. Would you write the same paper on the same sheet? Hey, you're needed for this, you needed. So that's the use of a loop. You can write something to various people with just only one code or 2 lines of code. So that's the do while loop. That's how it is in PHP, C programming, C++. That's it. So next loop, we go to the for loop. Now for the loop, everything is going to change. The loop covers all these condition, all the syntax in one form. So for the for loop, we say for. So this is our syntax for a for loop, and the rest of the code will be inside there. So for the for loop, it gets the initialization, which is so we shall first declare var for the for loop. It will have its initialization inside the curly bracket. We say I is equaling to 1, separate with a semicolon. Then we say the condition I should be less or equal to 5, semicolon. Then we increment it I plus plus, and we write document.write. We say number I you create that break, end it with a semicolon. So as you can see, a for loop is totally different from other loops. The initialization is here. We initialize it, then we set the condition on the same line, and the iteration or an increment on the same line. So we loop it here, and it will run from 1 up to 5. When you also set it to 0, still it will run from 0 to 5. That's how the for loop runs. For it covers all the syntax in one bracket. The initialization, you initialize I is equaling to 0. You set the condition of I should be less or equal to 5, and then increment it by 1, which is